Luke 14, 1-14. One Sabbath, when Jesus went to eat in the house of a prominent Pharisee, he was being carefully watched. There in front of him was a man suffering from an abnormal swelling of the body. Jesus asked the Pharisees and experts in the law, "Is it all lawful for me to heal on the Sabbath or not?" But they remained silent. So, taking hold of the man, Jesus healed him and sent him on his way. Then Jesus asked them, "If one of you has a child, or an ox that falls into a well on a Sabbath day, will you not immediately pull it out?" And they had nothing to say. When he noticed how the guests picked the places of honour at the table, he told them this parable. When someone invites you to a wedding feast, don't take the place of honour, for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. And if so, the host who invited both of you will come to say to you, give this person your seat. Then, humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. But rather, when you're invited, take the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he will say to you, "Friend, no, come on, move up to a better place." Then you will be honoured in the presence of all the guests. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Then Jesus said to his host, "When you give a luncheon or dinner, do not invite your friends, your brothers and sisters, your relatives, your rich neighbours. If you do, they may invite you back, and so you'll be repaid. But when you give a banquet, instead invite the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame, and you will be blessed. Although they cannot repay you, you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." There is so much in this passage. First of all, about exalting yourself. I used to think life was about exalting myself. I remember a very good friend of mine, when I went to an audition for a part, said, "Sell yourself." And so that became my sort of modus operandi, the way I worked. And then I met Jesus. Then I met Jesus. Oh my goodness. Jesus is the king of the secret donation. We talked about this in the past, giving secretly. Anonymous generosity. And inviting people who can't repay you to a meal. That's unconditional love. It's love that can never be repaid to you in this earth. Do you notice also how much of Jesus' teaching is about food and meals and sharing? Interesting, isn't it? The table of eating around which life happens was so pivotal to Jesus' ministry. He spent a lot of his time reclining at tables and talking and using the table illustration and the food illustrations for his teaching. And of course he does that very powerfully in the Last Supper, which we will come to in due course. Be patient, be patient. We will come back to this theme regularly because it is a key theme in the Christian church and one that we can so easily overlook or make really holy or religious, but it doesn't need to be. Meals are the place where life happens.